that was good. That's like just down the road from Monkey Barrel.
On that crazy Cowgate strip.
Yeah.
Cowgate strip.
Wait, I can't tell if you're kidding or...
They're called Deep Blue something.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling for salad and scrambled eggs.
That's it. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, hello, friends, and welcome to the Sad Girls Club podcast. Woo! You're going to do that again.
Sorry.
Okay. I know. Sorry, Chris. You don't know that you have to do this. They know. This is like the 16th time I've done this.
I did do it.
I know. Not on cue.
Okay. Damn.
Enthusiasm. Welcome to the Sad Girls Club podcast.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Well done. Have you been chucked? Patriarchy getting you down, cry behind your pal Amy's garage and ruin the New Year's party again? Well, you're in luck. This is a place where you're allowed to be sad about the big things and the small things. So let's just get started, shall we? Today, you are here with me, your host, Hannah Elizabeth. What?
Sorry, so continue. Continue.
Okay. You're here with me, your host, Hannah Elizabeth Morton. I am also joined by...
Amy Clark. Hannah, the other party. That was for, just because not me, Amy Clark.
Amy Clark, you've not been here for a while. Is that what that was for? Yeah. Did you have that locked and loaded on your phone there?
Yeah, and screen recorded it last night in the bed.
Oh, you screen recorded it?
At the start, there's like a woman moaning as well. She's like, oh.
Oh, no,
really badly. Sorry.
I also love that you got so excited about it and then you almost forgot what your name was. You went like, Amy Clark.
Sorry, anyway.
Hannah Sutherland.
Hannah Sutherland. Do you have some sort of musical intro?
No musical intro.
That was to cut for the both of us.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. And we are joined by our special guest, stand-up comedian and mashup DJ,
Chris Thorburn.
Yay! Welcome, Chris. Welcome to the Sad Girls Club.
I'm so sad to be here.
That's the type of attitude I like. Thank you so much. So we'll just kick things off this week. Who wants to start?
I'm so sorry. I
Don't
choked on my
die,
green
please.
tea.
Hold your green tea. Hannah, what you sad about this week? You didn't think I was going to come to you first,
No.
did you? No?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't really been that sad this week.
Oh my God, you say this every week.
You know what has actually made me sad?
Go.
So has anyone seen, it's more just been this week, Pesto, the viral fat penguin that's gone viral?
No.
Have you not seen this?
Super viral.
He lives in an aquarium in Australia and he's like a baby penguin, but he's like twice the size of his mum and dad. He's huge.
What, because they're like overfeeding him or?
No. So
like height-wise?
Yeah, height and like width. He's just
a big boy.
Yeah, he's chunky. But I was looking at a video and I was like, oh yeah, there he is, cutting about, and I was like, it's not outside space, and he's just like in an aquarium, but there's no.
Oh, it's like an indoor one.
Yeah, and I was a bit like. He's so small. Well, so small but so large. Inside.
He's just a baby.
Yeah, and I was like, let him out. So that made me a bit sad.
Were you like in bed at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes,
watching this?
yeah, hands down, and like insomnia scroll, just like one
tear. You're lying.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
So that made me a bit sad. But other than that,
that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Amy, what you sad about?
Mine's is also animal. So there's maybe actually trigger warning dead animals.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
What? Wait. What animal? Because if it is
Pigeons and rats.
that's okay. That's fine. I won't cry.
I don't know how many people
Trigger
are going to
warning
be
dead
sad about
pigeons
that.
and rats. No, the guys, they actually get such a bad rap.
What, the rats?
And the pigeons. So
The rats are going to hate
this
this
is quite a
announcement.
brutal story. So we have so I live in flats and we have like little spikes at the bottom of our balconies so that people can't Spider-Man can't fucking climb up, like the birds can't like sit and
nest
poo everywhere. And
birds.
like one of the birds got like caught in between the thing and just didn't make it out and it's just there. So I called the council 3 fucking times this week. So if anyone works at the council is listening, please do something about this. And I just feel so bad because like all its little friends are like above it. Like look, like
are they trying to like?
They sit. No, they don't. They're not trying to help. They're
They
just
don't care.
They're just. I just think maybe did they visit him every day? We're like, and then I was walking to the train station the other day, and there was just a little dead rat on the middle of the pavement.
A little one?
Well,
fucking massive.
Okay,
They're
well,
quite-
maybe it was quite big, but first, oh my gosh, sorry. At first, I thought it was a squirrel, so maybe it was quite big. And then I seen its little tail, which was also big. And then I was like, oh, well, I'd never actually seen like a rat like up close, and I just felt so bad because it had its eyes open and it was just.
Had it been hit by a car?
No, I think it'd been like.
Natural causes.
Maybe no, it had like blood on its mouth, so maybe it had been like kicked by someone maybe or something like that. I don't know, but vermin get such a bad rap.
Yeah.
The word vermin though doesn't really
No,
help
that's
them.
it. That's it. Like, oh, vermi, my vermi, little vermi. But it's like pigeons as well get a bad rap. Like pigeons used to be our right hand
Did they?
wingman.
Wingman, there you go.
There it
You
was.
got there eventually.
Did they really?
Yeah, they
Wingmen
well
were
during
like,
the war.
and
And that's why they're so like naturally friendly, but
Yeah.
like not like seagulls, because like they know that humans are meant to be like
Here,
their
by the way, it
friends.
used to be a proper East End pastime was to keep pigeons.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Feed them.
So
and
there's
stuff.
like still places in like Glasgow that like you'll go past and you'll be like, why has somebody got this like very tall shed in their garden?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And it's like
pigeons,
to keep pigeons.
so sad. Man, it's so sad. They're
You want to
so
start
cute.
keeping pigeons?
Not going to start keeping them. I don't have time to even walk my dog. But anyway, that's
Poor
my
dog.
sad little pigeons.
Why are you sad?
Well, I was going to ask our guest.
Okay,
first.
sorry.
Yes.
Right. On
Uh,
go.
I have an order of things. I'm the captain. Chris, what are you sad about this week?
I've been really busy this past week. It's been a solid like 2 weeks of gigging pretty much every single night, which is good. And you know, she's booked, she's busy, she's blessed. What it's led to is so my dog's been away for the past few days. She's back today, so missed her. And
Where
also,
was she?
so she spends like
Fake Tara.
sometimes like when we're both like working pretty like heavily like and we can't like make the hours work, like she stays at my my wife's parents, where they've got their own Springer Spaniel as well, so
Oh,
like
very nice.
she sort of spends like like a lot of her time there, but yeah, like, and we've sort of been like ships in the night the past like week, where it's been like, you know, it's been a solid, until today, it was a solid week that we hadn't seen each other awake, you know, like, you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you come home like late at night, she's fast asleep, and you're like, wonder how she's doing, you know, like I remember her, you know, and
She being your wife.
yes, yeah.
Not, she doesn't know
Not the
you're
dog.
there.
I know. Like, there's, look, I phrased that weirdly. Like, guys, it sounded creepy. But yeah,
You're, thank God she's asleep. I'm in the corner.
yeah.
How convenient.
Yeah. But no, so yeah, like you sort of like missed my girls, and so yeah, it's been, you know, out busy, but you know, like we've seen each other today, and going home for an early night tonight. I need an early night, but yeah. So
Well, thank you for being
Oh,
here.
I know.
yeah, like,
Our late night podcast.
oh man, it's great. Just get to walk here. Don't have to get a train to Edinburgh. Love
Good,
it.
good.
And what you said about this week?
Well, oh, thank you, Chris. You should also just host the podcast. What am I sad about this week? I'm just really overwhelmed today, and I don't know what it is. I was working from home all day, and I think I just didn't speak to anyone.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I now need to get ready and come to the podcast. And then it was like, oh, and my hair's touching the back of my neck in a way that I don't like. And then this is tight. And then town was very loud. And then I was in Tesco there very quickly. And I was like, am I going to cry in this Tesco for no reason? I didn't. But I was just like, oh, everything's just a bit much. Oh, and also, it's really cold. And I don't like that.
No,
Yeah.
I love it. I'm here for
fuck
it.
off.
I'm here for it.
Like, it was summer a week ago.
What? Bye bye. I'm here for the winter
I'm
weather.
just like,
I don't have summer clothes.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, no,
wardrobe
that
is
is a point.
built for winter. I'm
Yeah.
sick of wearing shorts.
Yeah.
My stubby little legs. Like,
Yeah. Your knitwear is like in the wardrobe, just like, tag me in coats.
Yes.
I'm ready. Like, come on.
honestly, I've got like 4 things like that in my wardrobe that are like jumpers, knitted vests, like zippy things.
Oh,
Like
very nice.
ready for it.
No, it's not that bit. I think it's just like I've sat in my flat all day and I'm like, it's not time to put the heating on yet.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
noticeably cold.
In my
this
household,
flat.
it's never time to bed. The heating never goes on.
I've
Yeah.
also got a boyfriend who's always like, should we?
Yeah.
Should we be
Let's be
cheeky?
fucking crazy.
Let's be crazy. And I'm always like, no, we're not putting the heating on. I'm like, and I fight with a fucking energy company at the moment because they were doing that thing where they were overcharging you even though we had money in a little pot, and they were like, oh, look at all this money that's in your pot, and I was like, could you just use the money that's in the pot?
Yeah.
And now I've stopped them from using the money in the pot, but now we have no money in the pot, and now I need to pay for my actual bills now, and I'm like, oh, don't enjoy that. So we're not going to put the heating on for at least a month.
Yeah,
That's the rules.
that's true. That's
I
true.
know. So we'll kick this off. Chris, we're just going to have some fun girly chats with you.
Sounds
today.
good. I'm on board.
So what have I got written down for you? I did do this today. I'm overwhelmed, okay? So you are a stand-up.
Yes.
Yes. How long have you been doing stand-up for?
I'm forgetting the year, but like it was like 2016. I started properly like doing it, like, you know, like more regularly, and yeah, like so been doing it from there. Yeah, the first Glasgow gig was Red Raw at the Stand, which I think is a lot of people's like, you know, sort of first gig.
How did you find that?
It was fun. I mean, it's a lot of folk, you know, call it, you know, the best room in the country, and like you can see why. Like, you know, it's always the best crowd. Like, you know, just like on a Tuesday night, like Red Raw at the Stand. Like, you know, because prior to that, I'd been going through to the Fringe like quite a lot, like just going to like see stuff.
Oh,
and,
as a punter.
Aye, and back when you could afford to just like book like
Tell us about it.
yeah, like you could like book several days, just like stay like in a B&B, but like no, gone
Not
at those
anymore.
days. Aye.
Oh, well, even I went through to Edinburgh on Tuesday for a work thing, and the guy was like, I used my rail card or whatever, and he was like, oh, well, as of Monday. And I was sorry, and he was like, oh yeah, they're going back to the peak fares or whatever.
Oh man.
And I was like, oh, so literally for like all that Christmas traffic going through to Edinburgh, like, yous are just being fucking cunts
Yeah.
and just putting the prices up again. And I'm like, I need to come through here to work.
Literally.
Like,
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
not fun.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gigging all the time, you'll be like going back and forth.
Oh yeah. I'm proud of myself that like this was my first Fringe where I didn't you know, angrily tweet at like ScotRail. It's just like it doesn't do anything, and you're just feeding like I mean the fact that ScotRail has like, you know, like the bitchiest social media presence anyway.
So cunty back to you.
Like, no, but actually, if you could be better.
And then in a review, they're like, okay, we need, how much of an arsehole can you be for this social media job?
Yeah, and it's like, please just let us blow off steam at you, like, you know, like we're fucked because of you, and still like the social media presence is just like, actually that is with the discount, so when you are getting a discount, you're welcome.
I feel like
bad.
cried in front of a train conductor. Was it 2 Fringes ago? I think it was. I was working at the Fringe, and I randomly had like, I think I had the Sunday off, but I'd finished on the Saturday night, and I was like, no, what, fuck it, I'll just like go back on the Saturday night. First Saturday of the Fringe.
Oh God.
Me trying to get a train back to Glasgow.
Yeah.
And it was like the rugby had been on, a bunch of trains had been cancelled, like any food in the station had been ransacked by everybody realising they had to stay there that night because all the trains had been cancelled.
Yeah.
I got this train, I was just like, oh my God, like just need to get home. And then this guy told me that I couldn't use my rail card or something like that. And I literally just was like, okay. And I started crying in front of him. And the man did not back down whatsoever. Like he was just like, yes, and that will be £1 million.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Because it's like,
fine.
it's the same concept as like, you've stood your ground. Like, it's like being like brave enough to be like, can I see your ID? And then they're like, I don't have ID. And you're like, fuck, well, I can't just serve them the drink now because you feel bad because you've already asked for it.
Like, oh, I've made a point of this.
Yeah.
I don't know, but part of me is like, you don't get the extra money.
No.
Like, it's not going
Your
to. I
job's
completely
worth-
understand because it's not that I agree with it at all. But in England, it's like the train
Commission.
conductors work on commission.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh.
fucked.
Well, fine.
But so therefore, if they fine you or if they charge you extra or whatever, they get that money.
Right.
So I'm a bit like, okay, I understand that mindset. Don't agree with that mindset, but I understand it. ScotRail, I'm like, so you're just like, you just
For the
want
sake of
to
it.
do this.
Yeah.
I think I'd be like, come through. Like,
Yeah.
open the barriers. I
Honestly.
don't care. Like, on you go.
Oh.
I don't exactly. But Chris, so how did you get into stand up?
Well, combined with like sort of like going to the Fringe a lot. I remember one big thing was this is like before like Netflix specials were like more prevalent. Like when I first got Spotify, all of a sudden, you know, found all these like sort of stand-up comedy albums, you know, like from, you know, folk like, you know, discovered, you know, folk like, you know, Patton Oswalt and Maria Bamford and stuff like that, and just kind of went down that rabbit hole. And then, and I had a little bit of experience with like, you know, doing acting and stuff, like doing like, you know, putting on like, back when I was living in the air, like we had like a sort of like wee makeshift theater group and we were putting on shows, but yeah, then with stand-up, you know, just kind of seemed like, oh no, this is the fit. This is the thing that I want to do. I remember the first time I traveled through for the Fringe, the very first thing I seen was, you know, Eddie Pepitone.
I don't.
No.
He pops up for like tiny roles in like everything, like in like, you know, Parks and Rec and Community. Yeah. And
Chris is also a huge movie buff as well, so this might be like
but this is weird because like I was gonna be like, oh, if we're like getting to know people, my one question is like, what's your favorite movie? So we'll come back.
Oh,
to
okay,
that.
we'll come back. Ah, perfect.
Nice. But yeah, like I saw Eddie Pepitone and just he was down in the basement of the Tron, great room, and
I didn't know that was a venue.
Yeah, Monkey Barrel own it now.
It's always like a crafts fair going on in the Fringe, and I'm always like, really, right now? Like, I know. And Monkey Barrel's got some not weird spaces at the moment, but I saw Roscoe. I went and saw Roscoe twice actually because it was so good.
Great show.
Like I was like, what? I'm all of a sudden crying at this, which I didn't expect. And he was in Hive.
Oh, yeah.
5 till 5.
Yeah.
You know what this is?
Yes.
Yeah, I do, because the one night me and my mum stayed at the Fringe, we stayed across from in the Hilton or something, the Radisson Blu or something. Across from that, and she was like, I can't get a wink. I was like, it's Hive.
No, and it's notorious for its like smell almost.
Yeah.
Like because it's just a sweat
There
box.
was, when I was at uni, there was a sort of urban legend of if you lick the floor in Hive, you die.
I feel like if you lick any floor, you
don't
get
like
pretty
any
nice.
And I can remember going sometimes and being like, you'd go in and go, what is that?
What is that smell? Because it was like during the day, and it was Katie Palmer who like not even dragged me along to Roscoe's, but she was like, hi, if you want to have a wine with me, this is where I'm going. So I was like, all right, okay. And we sort of showed up and I was like, oh wait, no, I've been here very drunk. I know this space. I was like, wait a minute. And like even I was just like, we were like, oh, we'll go to the toilet, we'll get a pint, and it was just very nightclub during the day. And we were like, oh, this is disorientating.
Strange space that you shouldn't be in.
It's like, don't like this. And then Roscoe, very funnily, like, so he was just in like one of the dance rooms almost. And it was like chairs set up, and he was just like, I pride myself on my Roscoe impression. I don't know if you guys know him.
We know him.
But like, he just was like, oh, I mind that time you all came to see me in Hive and we had to burn our clothes afterwards. and all I think about, like, it's just on a loop in my head. But yeah, I was like, why is Monkey Barrel like taking over this club? But they're obviously just like everywhere and anywhere during the Fringe.
Yeah. So I remember like 2 years ago, they had like 2 rooms in this restaurant that's not there anymore called Carnivore. It was just like upstairs in like this steak restaurant. They just had like 2 rooms. And so they were using those as venues. But then the following year, Carnivore was closed down. And so Monkey Barrel didn't have it anymore. But someone was still putting shows on in there, and that truly genuinely didn't feel like we were supposed to be in that room, because you were like, the bar was not in use, like it felt like it was like this
like,
is squatting.
I love that in Fringe though. You're just like, this doesn't make any sense.
You'll make a venue out of anything.
And were you not above Starbucks last year? Or am I making that up? You were on the Mile.
2
years ago, maybe.
No. In 2018, I did the Coffee House, which is a little bit further up from Starbucks.
Oh, maybe that's what I've heard. But it was that with Cinnamon?
Yeah, that was like like a real early version of that. Like before I could sort of like rejig the show. Like so, yeah, did that in like 2018, and then last year I was in the Mash House, which is with Just a Tonic. So that was good. That's like just down the road from Monkey Barrel.
On that crazy Cowgate strip.
Yeah.
Cowgate strip.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like somehow you go down there and you're like, what
It
is
is
going on?
mayhem.
Like, depending on what time of day it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
odd.
we were in a pub there after. What did we go and see? I think I took my friends to see. Is it Natasha and Chloe? It's like they do like clown stuff, and it was
right,
Who Burnt the Rodeo Down last year. Anyway, it was a really good show, and I took them to see that. And then we went to this pub afterwards, and there was like we were sitting, and they had like board games and stuff, and we were just playing a board game. There was like this girl across from us who was just like waiting on someone or something like that, and this guy came over who had like a plastic bag of like random flyers, and he was like trying to hit on her, and she kept being like, "That's me."
For our audio listeners.
Yeah.
You are
So I went
giving an eye.
I'm giving the severe eye.
That's the real eye
And
of going to
I
save
went
me.
over to her and I was like, oh, do you have a pad or a tampon? And she was like, yes. And I was like, can you come to the toilet with me? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my fucking God, that guy. And then that night we got the night bus back, and I was on like the middle seat at the very back row, and it was like
You love the night bus.
I love the night bus. The 2 a.m, and it's one of those buses that fucking stops everywhere. Like, I woke up and I thought we were home. We're at fucking Edinburgh Airport. I was like, oh my God. And the seat that I was on, like, wasn't secure. So, like, it
just
took off, and I, like, fucking slipped down the aisle.
Oh, shut up, really?
Yeah.
Like the whole way down?
Not the whole way down. That would have been
really funny.
through the window, the motorway. No, but like it just fully slid off. Bit of a tangent but that was
No,
my
that's fine.
experience of the Cowgate.
We love a
Very
tangent.
dodgy flyers.
No, and then me and David went once where it was like for his birthday, and we were going to House of Gods, of course, down there. To have sex. That's what you do at House of Gods.
I work at the House of Gods in Glasgow, so we talk about this a lot.
But then it was like, we were like, oh, and it's down near Cowgate, we'll go for a drink. And it was like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, and we could check in at 2 or something like that. So we'll go for a drink. And literally, like, we'd never seen it so quiet.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, no pubs open, nowhere to go.
It's it's like it's got its own microclimate.
Like,
Yeah.
we were
Odd
like,
place, yeah.
never ever seen it that quiet. And the only place to go was Brewdog. And we honestly really needed to, like, go. And at that point, we were like, we are telling no one about this. And then that was quite funny that then...
Wait, what is it with Brewdog?
Oh, they're bad people.
They're
Yeah,
bad.
they're like
They're
a
bad
horrific
people.
company.
Oh, there's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
multiple things, but they're like,
Oh, they like underpay people and
yeah,
stuff.
and then like
They prevented people from like unionising and stuff. Oh, like really just,
and then
yeah.
even like for David, who's a fucking goth, he he hates the fact that like they tried to brand the word punk, so that no one else could use the word punk because they have a punk IPA.
What, they tried to copyright punk?
And then David was
So
like,
hundreds of years of history of punk.
but David was like, that completely like cuts through the word punk. That's so
That's
like,
great. That's
so,
great.
so David
That's us being
fucking
like,
hates
we're
them.
going to copyright sad because no one else has ever felt
And
sad.
it's actually our word now.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, so we ended up in there, and then we were like, right, we're not telling anybody about this. Like, no one needs to know. We just needed a place to get a pint, and sat down. And then all of a sudden, I heard someone go, "Hannah Morton," and I turned around, and it was fucking sad girl Emma. Who was literally in Edinburgh on a Monday at 1 o'clock in a pub that I would
in
never.
public.
She was busking on the street. Did we talk about that on the like? Did we talk about this when we were recording there?
I don't
What,
think
busking on the street?
No, about Emma's
Emma
rapping.
Oh, no.
No, for listeners at home,
The previous episode.
the previous episode, yes, Emma got asked to rap the theme tune for Women of the Week, and it was not good in our opinion, but funny.
I've not heard it yet, so
You-
wait and
you
see. I'll
haven't
probably
heard it.
fucking love it.
I know. We'll just actually just clip that and use
Yeah,
it for like
yeah.
every Women of the Week. But yeah, anyway, I was like, what the fuck you doing here? And I was just like, what the fuck you doing here? But yeah, no, so that's my Cowgate story. There's many Cowgate stories actually. But anyway, so Chris, I did mention that you are a big movie buff,
Yeah.
and that's what you do your stand-up round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we came to see you, me and David and a bunch of other people came to see you in the GFT this year.
That was so fun.
That was so much fun.
That's
Yeah.
such a good venue.
So,
as well.
Yeah.
Class.
Chris, you guys don't know. Well, you saw some. You were watching some of Chris's clips, weren't you?
Yes. Were you at the gala day? You know how like in
For Glasgow Comedy Festival?
August House?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay, I
yeah.
have
They
seen
launched-
you.
Yeah.
Yes, I had that. No one paid for. Yes, okay, I have seen you.
Yeah.
You're very good.
I remember I went into that gig like dreading it because I
It's all very out of context doing stuff like that.
Everyone
Yeah,
was so even Roscoe is like so brave and confident. Was like, I don't know what to fucking say, man. Like,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
all here.
He was just off a flight from like LA or something
Yeah.
like that. Jet lagged out to
Yeah.
set.
The layout of the venue was so weird as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Because we were all the audience, us, were all standing. And then you were just like slightly raised.
Yeah, like on
Yeah.
a slight bit of stage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
I remember it was
strange.
breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, that was so good. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so I do that as part of the show. What I
Uh-huh.
didn't realize was the show title Chris Thorburn Cinnamon fits into that as well. Like it was my
Chris
friend Fergus
Thorburn
Kelly. He was like, "You realize your show is 6 syllables? It fits in." It was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, so good.
Yeah, so
that's such a
for
good
listeners,
bit.
Chris does. So it's like you realise that movie titles can fit into the Breakfast at Tiffany's tune.
Yeah. So like the song "Breakfast at Tiffany's" by Deep Blue something.
You don't know after all these years.
Ayo.
This is like your shtick.
Yeah.
Like,
No, the band. They're wait. I can't tell if you're kidding or yeah.
They're called Deep Blue something.
I thought you were like Deep Blue something. Like, no, I'm not that. I'm not that witty.
That was brilliant.
Jesus Christ.
You were just giving out like something.
That's funny.
Just like when they were calling themselves that, they were just like, "This will be hilarious." Years later, people are
And a
still-
really obscure podcast that about 10 people listen to. That'd be great. No, but me and David do it me and my boyfriend do it in the house of like, what's the one that sticks in my head that is like Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
That's the one that sticks in our head for some reason.
yeah.
Far From Home is the best Spider-Man.
It's very good.
Oh, it's so good.
What is it?
So
And
good.
the human centipede?
The Human Centipede.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other ones fit in.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Good Morning Vietnam. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, yeah. Mhm,
Yeah, and then this year we got this summer alone we got Deadpool and Wolverine, Alien Romulus. I Saw the TV Glow. Like there's still
I
like
saw
making
the TV glow, by the way. Have
Oh, you were
seen
talking
that?
about
great
that.
movie. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
What is your
Yeah,
favorite
what
movie?
is your favorite movie?
This is
You must
very.
get asked this all the time.
Oh no! It's cool. Like but like it's very sort of cliche hipster kind of like the Royal Tenenbaums, Wes Anderson. Like
I only
Oh, okay.
recently watched that.
yeah.
Like
I've never actually
maybe
watched-
like
I
a month
quite
ago.
like Wes Anderson films, but I've never seen it.
Oh man, like yeah,
Need to
it's
check on.
And the cast is crazy good.
it's huge. Yeah, like everybody's
He
in it.
always just bags like he's like everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be in
They're
it.
like all like a bit part for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Like,
And like it's always when he gets like action guys and like says, okay, but you're not going to be action in like I mean because fucking Moonrise Kingdom he gets Bruce Willis and then like puts him in like
humbling.
Yeah.
Humbling action man.
yeah like I
we're
want
happy about that.
yeah and like I want to see like more of that. I want to like get Wes Anderson with The Rock like and put him in a nice jumper like.
The Rock needs to be in more things. Obviously.
He's got a
Like-
kid, isn't he? Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
a wee baby.
A little pebble.
A pebble!
No,
Oh,
Because he's the rock.
never mind.
Fanny.
that was my Deep Blue something.
What
I get it. I get it.
is when we can make producer Paul laugh?
Yeah.
That's when you know it's a good one.
That wasn't even purposeful.
I
That
know.
was just fucking stupidity.
What's your favorite like bad movie? We talk about bad movies quite a lot on here.
All right. Well, I think there's a reason that I think people refer to The Room as the Citizen Kane of bad movies.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen The Room?
I've seen enough of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched it the whole way through. but-
Honestly, it's the film I've seen most in cinemas.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think I've seen it about 9 times in the cinema now. Because the screenings are so fun. But like, you've got other bad movies, but it finds a way to just get everything wrong. Just it's fascinating. Like, you know,
I watched the movie that is about the making of the movie.
Yeah.
I watched that, and that even seems like too far-fetched.
Wait, did that have a Franco in it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think did it have two Frankos?
It
in
had both
Oh,
of them.
yeah.
James directed it, and then like him and Dave are both in it as Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. I was kind of gatekeepy about that, like, you know, like when they made the movie, and I was like, no, now normies are gonna know about it. You know, this is our thing.
But even that all feels like too far-fetched. Like even though they're going like, oh, it's just like, oh, we're taking the piss now of what they weren't taking the piss of, but then somehow you're still like, how did this get
Yeah.
made?
Can I ask?
Yeah.
I have never seen
The Room.
The Room. What's that about?
So how would you describe The Room?
Okay, to
Is it horror?
No. It defies genre. I guess what he's trying to make is like a sort of romantic drama, but it's this guy Tommy Wiseau. This is not what the film is about, but you need to know
Yeah,
the
you need to know
outward
about
context.
him.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So the guy who made the movie
To build
and
the
stars
lore.
in the movie.
Oh, so he made it and he's in it.
Yes.
Oh, it's
So
one of them.
It's got great
again,
hair.
like Citizen Kane, you know, it's like one man writing, direct. Well, no, Orson Welles didn't write Citizen Kane, but you know what I mean. Like it's like a one man putting himself in the main role, like, you know, the
Right.
entire thing's his. But yeah, it's this guy Tommy Wiseau, like weird looking guy, claims to be American but has a strange
It's like
accent.
a floating
Also,
accent.
anyone who claims to be American is a red flag. Like, why would you want to be
But is he
American?
not always like, I'm a good old fashioned American man? Like anytime someone goes like, oh, that's an interesting accent. Like, where are you from? He's like,
Good old fashioned America.
like he says it in the
motherland.
the weirdest way possible to
Yeah.
be like,
Rather than just being like Connecticut.
but like never states where he's actually from.
Yeah.
No one can figure out where he got the money from to do it.
Yeah, he entirely funded the movie, and like he seems to have like endless wealth. That like, so he funded the entire movie, and all the marketing was just like billboards in
Of just
Hollywood.
his face, was it not?
Yeah, like that's the thing. The poster is just
That's
like him
so
looking like,
legend.
But like not like him as a character in the movie, and then even in the movie, like he is himself. Like
Yes.
he is,
You know what? I know it's so good.
like you just need to watch. And then is it not like if it's just him being like, and I fall in love with Lisa?
Lisa.
Yeah.
So Lisa's his. Like Lisa's his fiance, but they never use the word fiance. They keep saying like she's your future wife. Also, even though he has not proposed. But yeah, like clearly out with the movie. Somebody broke up with Tommy Wiseau once, and he's gonna make a
Taking
movie.
it very well.
Yeah, he's made a
I mean,
movie
that's
about
what
the
I've
woman.
done with this whole scenario. It's like,
And so he's in love with Lisa. Like they're together, but Lisa is secretly cheating on him with his best friend. And the big line in it is, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa." like
all the like phrasing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So then it's like, what's the bit where he's like ranting, and then he just goes like, "Oh hey, Mark," like that's the best one.
Yeah, like she tells people that he hit her like when he has, and he's going out onto the rooftop, like he's throwing a bottle of water. He's just like, "I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not." Oh hi, Mark.
Like it literally, like all of the dialogue is like that. And then in the movie about the movie, they have like the director and the camera crew sitting there being like, okay, we need you to like put a space in between that, and they do like 47 takes, and they're just like, it's fine, like just go again, like we're just going to use it. It is. I've seen enough clips to know it, but I don't think I could sit down and watch it. Like, or maybe now we're talking about it, maybe it will be an educational get on the telly.
Like trigger warning, there are 4 drawn out sex scenes, like 2 of which are just the same footage just being played again.
Oh, great.
It was just like,
In reverse.
yeah.
Wow, this is doing some crazy shit.
Rewind.
Oh, I recently went to see Burlesque at the
yeah.
Royal.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Was it
amazing.
good?
So-
I worked it, yeah.
Well, I felt so. Songs great,
Wait,
dancing
Were
great.
you going to talk about the sex scene?
Yes.
This was the best shit ever.
Burlesque, the Cher movie.
Yeah,
the Christina Aguilera movie.
I've also never seen it.
Oh,
I've never
I
seen
mean,
the movie.
take it or leave it.
I was a bit like, I don't know.
There's zero plot, right? So
Yeah.
the plot,
No.
like
The
they,
plot is burlesque.
they gave more plot to the stage show, I think.
Yes.
So that it was
Yes.
like in the stage show, it was like, oh, she's a girl from a young town, like backwoods town,
From a new build town.
and
She's in a new Cala.
she sings in the choir, and she's going to go find her mum and her birth mum, and her mum so happens to run the burlesque club. In the movie, there is no such plot. It is literally like Christina Aguilera shows up and goes like, I want a job, and then they go sing Wagon Wheel Watusi, and then they go, okay, there you go, here's a job, and it's just an excuse for dance routines and numbers.
Yeah.
But the show, like for the dance routine and numbers, amazing. The set, amazing. Like the money that they have spent on it, like looks
on
ridiculous.
Todrick Hall alone.
Like I'm going like,
Oh,
how
is
have you
Todrick
afforded
in it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And but there is a set. For a stage show that's very like jukebox musical, like bring your mum, bring your granny.
And I was working front of house and I was
sex
laughing
scene in
at the side. Honestly,
Honestly,
so
it's-
odd. Though she like whistle notes in it.
Like
And
so
it's
she
like
almost like.
the clearest fucking whistle ever. It's perfect. Her voice is incredible.
But is that not in place of an orgasm noise?
Who cares? It's like music to my ears.
Is she like a whistling kettle?
Oh no, she's like doing a spot on Christina Aguilera impression.
What, like
right.
she belts?
Like all
She's
the
like
the runs
more
and
than
all that sort of
Christina.
stuff. Like so good, but the sex scene. I, as a 30-year-old
I was giggling.
liberal woman, I was turned into like my mum and was like, oh, I just was like, I don't know if this was needed, because it was quite graphic, and then
Like in the soundtrack, she only sings it. I think he wasn't giving it for me.
no.
Are they singing a song while
Yes,
they're shagging?
whilst having sex.
Wow.
Yeah,
And they're like,
but then also like
bound to you. Like, I don't know what the actual song goes like, but it's called Bound to You.
yeah,
It's
there's
like,
a whole
I'm
bit where he
so
like flips her over and stuff like that. Like it's
Yeah.
like sex moves.
Then, because there's a bit in the movie where like he comes out and he has like a biscuit box like covering his crotch.
Yeah.
And like he done that and thing.
a biscuit box.
Because
Just got an image of him coming at Patterson short players, like, over my lily.
in our front of house briefing, they were like, there's strong language. There's a bit that they recreate from the movie where they come out and he's got a biscuit box over his crotch and it's 12 plus gauge. It's like odd. It's weird seeing
And then there
movie.
was a whole bit where they're like, so then it's like the sex scene happens, it sort of cuts away, and then like lights back on them. They're still sort of having the sex scene, so technically two sex scenes, and then but it's
Double
like
whammy.
they're like taking like Polaroid pictures of each other.
Oh, I didn't catch that. bit.
Like they're like,
Oh.
and it's like, oh, pose for me. Oh, I'll put a wee hat on. My
weird.
boobs are out. Like I just was like, what is going on here?
How do you
Like,
feel about like movie musicals
Oh, like when they take movies and turn them into musicals.
or vice versa? I
Oh,
guess. Well, when they take musicals and turn them into movies,
Right.
What, like
Ah.
Wicked?
like things like that.
And like
Yeah.
Fame would be a good one.
But I mean, like, if it's done well, like I mean, I think like one of my favorites is Little Shop of Horrors,
Yeah.
and that's kind of one of those amazing cases of like started off as a movie, they made a musical out of it, and then that musical got made into a movie that's way more famous now than the
Yeah.
original movie. But last year I went to go see the Mean Girls musical
Yes.
movie.
Oh, I've still not seen
That's a
that.
bad example.
Right, yeah. Like, I mean, I felt I was sat the entire time, and it's just like it's a movie that's entirely just going, "Hey, remember how good the movie Mean Girls 2004 was?" And it's like, what is who's I didn't, but yeah, I love a good musical though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Wicked, they're making that into two movies. They're splitting it
Oh,
down
are
the middle. Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
part 1, part 2?
yeah.
It's like The Hobbit all over again. Like, no.
yeah.
Don't have to split it.
Yeah, and it's like, is Defying Gravity like at the end of Act 1 or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, then you
So
know,
it's going to finish with Defying Gravity?
yeah, but then you kind
come
of
back. But after Defying Gravity, there's not much else.
that's what yeah.
So they're not going to come back.
There's
You
no,
go
like-
to see it to see Defying Gravity. So
Yeah.
part
It's a
2.
lot of reprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the trailer for it, like
It doesn't really say it's a musical.
the trailer for the Mean Girls musical really like kept it hidden. It was just that
Yeah.
nobody could find out this is a musical. With the Wicked one, it's like everybody loves that one moment in Defying Gravity where she goes, ah, And it's just like,
You can do that.
The trailer's kind of like, how many times can we put that in the trailer? Can we make the entire movie out of
Just keep cutting it.
Reversing.
I mean, I'd go see that.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, before we start like wrapping up with our sort of end stuff, I really, really, really want to talk about mashup meltdowns really, really quickly.
Oh, sure.
It is my favorite thing. So you guys don't know, Chris does this. I want to know where it has spawned from, but Chris does this thing where he mashes up songs that should not be mashed, and somehow they work. And then you come out while you're playing them as a DJ set. You put little hot pants on, sweatbands, and he runs.
Yes.
On the spot for the whole hour and a half.
It's an hour that I do. Like,
Okay.
I've done an hour and a half before. I tell a lie. No, yeah.
So where did this all come from? Because it's my favorite thing.
Well, so I always loved like mashups. Like I love Girl Talk. I love Neil Cicierega, people like that. And during lockdown, when we all needed a project, and I was like, I'm going to teach myself, I'm going to learn how to, do mashups, and started doing that. And then in December, like lockdown was like coming around, and I was like, you know what, this is a project I can work on. For December, I'll put together a mashup Christmas album, and and we'll make it like a kind of charity thing. And that was a lot of fun. Like, I did a sort of early version of like kind of Christmassy themed mashup meltdown, but like on Twitch, just like
right, okay.
I was like we're all stuck at our homes, let's make this like a sort of online Christmas party, like fucking, and then people can download the album, and like we'll raise money for the Trussell Trust, sort of like do like for food banks, but yeah, then just so made that like Christmas album, and then like got the itch, and I was like, oh, I want to keep making these, and so it was it was it 2022 first did it at the Fringe.
Yeah, because Katie Palmer, who's like Glasgow producer, but she worked for like Gilded Balloon and things like that, and she saw it, and she just she kept talking about it in the office, and I was like, oh, okay, like, it's great. And then you came and did it at the Afters one night, and I fell in love with it. I just thought it was so good. Where does the outfit come from?
Well, like, it's because it's something I don't really completely understand about DJing, and I know I'm wrong here, but like, I don't understand. I mean, aren't you just pressing play? What's all the business that you're doing? And I was like, I don't have anything to do. So I was like, I need an activity, because essentially it is just like playing videos. So I was like, I like the endurance part of it. It's just like, oh, I need to be going through something. People have, I want people to be like, is he going to make it? Is he okay? Like, I wanted to.
No, there was a lot of that.
That's where the meltdown comes
Yeah. And
but
so,
it's like you put on the outfit and then you just run on the spot. And I think the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, he's going to do a dance, or it's going to build to some. No, it's just running. But the longer it goes, the funnier it becomes. And I don't know what the science is behind that.
Like, so one time, like, so I did it last year. I was at the Reykjavik Fringe in Iceland, and we did Mashup Meltdown one night there.
How did that go down?
It was great. It was fantastic.
Music connects people.
Yeah, like they loved it. But we had a part where one of the mashups that I did was kind of it's the lyrics from it's the vocals from that Four Non Blondes song "What's Up," you're Nasser, hey. But it was that, but like paired with the Club Silencio sequence from Mulholland Drive, and that scene in that movie involves a bit where the person who's miming the song then collapses on stage and gets taken off. And so I was like, I said to like fellow comedians Richard Brown and David Callahan, I was like, okay, so when I do that, I'm gonna collapse on stage, and if you guys could like pick me off like in the movie, but the thing what I hadn't factored in, I was too sweaty. I just kept slipping out their hands and like slithering out. Like eventually we had to abandon it because they couldn't grasp me. I was just like flopping on the floor.
I thought you were going to say that like somebody was like, oh no, the poor man has like really believed it.
Oh yeah. Nobody came to actual help.
No. I think my favorite, I don't know if I've made this up in my head, but anytime I try and explain it, I go like, oh, it's like it'll be like the lyrics from like X Go and Give It To You with like
yes.
Sex of the City underneath it,
Yeah.
like the theme tune underneath, and you go, this should never work. This is cursed. But somehow you're like dancing away to it. Like it works so well.
That's the sweet spot. You want to like, yeah, it needs to, like, I like if you can make it like funny, but also kind of undeniable. Like this shouldn't work. Like I'm kind of mad right now. You
What's
know,
the
like,
one you do with the Frasier soundtrack?
Oh,
Oh my god, is that the How Do You Like Your Eggs?
That's the wrong song. Yeah.
But
It's,
How do
it's
you like your
eggs.
eggs in the morning?
that's a different song.
I like my wait.
That is
that's
a
a
song,
song.
but it's a, hey baby, I hear the blues are
They're
calling,
calling,
just salad and scrambled eggs. Yeah, so
That's it. Sorry, yeah.
It's the wrong song.
so it's Jump by Van Halen. Like, so it's like, got a long intro, and then the Frasier theme kicks in. Like,
very good.
and,
Honestly, it's my favourite. I think at one point I was going, could I get Chris to come DJ my 30th in Ships and Juniors? That'd be
So good.
fucking class.
So good.
But you're such a nice guy that I feel like you'd be like, yeah, of course I'll
I
do
mean,
that.
yeah.
What do you want me to do?
yeah,
I'll be like, I can pay you £20.
I'm done.
I know. But so we're going to move on to our favourite segment, which is our Woman of the Week segment. Chris, have you got one locked and loaded?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to give you the like, one of yous can do this. Of like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do the theme tune, or would you like
Well,
to be
I've
thrown
got
a
another
genre?
episode, so if you
Do you think you could make up a theme tune with a genre?
Sure. Yeah.
We're being quite, apart from Emma's disaster last week, it's been quite good.
you can't get worse essentially from last week.
Do you want to pick a genre?
Sure.
Frasier?
Yeah, give me some like jazz. Give me some jazz.
Boom, 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 boom. So, baby, I hear it's a woman of the week.
Yeah.
Quite stylish. Does that work?
That was good. So, Chris, who is your Woman of the Week?
I'm going with, I hope this hasn't been done before, Chappelle Roan. We're going with Chappelle Roan.
Have we done Chaperone before?
No.
Who cares?
I mean, she can have it every
If
week.
we have, then we'll bring her back. She's still
Okay.
the woman of the week.
That's fine.
She's still the woman.
And why is she your Woman of the Week?
Well, I mean, like one this week, I don't know, like people are starting to talk shit about her. Like, you know, we're beginning to see like the beginnings of like the Chappelle Roan backlash, and I won't have it. Like, you know, so some people are coming after her because, well, one, like they're just like, she is being very frank and
Yeah.
like about like how. She's very quickly become famous, and that can be stressful and overwhelming. And it's nice to see somebody being honest about that. So she's so ungrateful. Fuck you, like you know. And but also like the fact, you know, she's said that she's not going to endorse.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, like and she says I'm gonna vote for it, but like you know there are problems with the Democratic Party, and like
100%.
and some folk are like, oh no, she's saying like both sides are bad. Like no, I get like listen to her. There are like I feel like every single time Donald Trump runs for election, which is
So many times.
so many times, yeah.
Weirdly.
Yeah, and then the left gets really weird of just like, you know, like in America, you know, the left get very weird of like just like, okay, no criticizing of the Democratic Party until we make sure this election's done. And it's like, well, fucking, yeah, people, yeah, I'm not having it. Like Chappelle Roan, she's given us so much. Yeah, like incredible album. Like how have we not learned to be normal around pop stars? At this point?
I'll
Yeah.
jump off that as well. Like I seen her when she was in Glasgow, and
Like, actually, we've not spoken about that.
I know,
Actually,
I
I'm
know,
like,
I know.
oh.
I feel very honored. But like even at that, like she had like signed posters, and it was like £100 and all the money just goes to Palestine. And like that's the thing as well of what she was saying. Like Kamala Harris is still fucking selling arms to Israel. So like, girl, of course I'm not going to be like, yes, like go on Kamala. Like she's still problematic, but she's like the better of two bads.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's not the right phrase, but
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think
100% agree.
the whole thing of like, oh, Kamala Harris's brat, and then that whole stuff took off.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, she's got the Gen Zs and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, actually, like a lot of the, like, I think maybe that's why there's so much backlash, because who has the Gen Zs is Chappell Rowan.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
she's then going, oh, well, actually, like, I'm going to vote for her, but like I don't agree with this.
Yeah.
It's almost like people are going like, no, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's
Like, I have beef with that as well. With like, I ranted about this on my story that like politicians and like the line between like politicians and pop culture is like blurred, where they think they can be like celebrities and they can't just do their job. Like I seen a video of
who was that? Was it Ed Miliband? No.
Yeah, was it him? I don't know. They all got the same stupid face. I don't know any of their names.
Miliband's recently done one where it's like
He was
when
like-
the Gen Z
He was like,
person
I
writes your
love
script.
Chapel.
And it's like,
I love Chapel Roan. I'm obsessed with Chapel Roan. He's like reading off a fucking
Insert
auto
name
cue.
here. Yeah.
And I'm like, do your job. You're still like doing all this bad shit. Just because you're on trend doesn't mean that like we're gonna support you. Like it's just still problematic. But 100% agree with Chapel Roan. She's a queen.
Yeah.
Was the concert good?
Oh, it was the best fucking experience and my best £23 I've ever spent in my whole entire
I can't believe
life.
that.
Damn.
That's
That was
heartbreaking.
insane. Like I bought the tickets when they first went on sale. She was meant to be playing St. Luke's, and then
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
oh my gosh, insane! And then people were like, "I'll pay
A
my
million
kidney
pounds.
for a
Yeah.
ticket." Like,
No, because people were going like, any chance, like I know this is stupid, but any chance somebody's selling, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no one is selling a
their
ticket
ticket.
Yeah.
for this. Like,
100%.
they know what that, like, because don't get, if she does come back, it's going to have to be the fucking hydro,
somewhere.
Yeah.
and it's going to be £1 million and
Yeah.
Oh,
the Hunger Games to get a ticket.
I don't even think she'll sell it for like that much money though. It'll
No.
just be a
Yeah.
bigger venue.
She won't do an
Yeah.
Oasis
No.
situation.
No.
No.
Anyway.
Anyway, so when we've got guests on, Chris, we like to remind you that this is first and foremost a club.
Okay.
And so therefore you have to now state your reasoning for wanting to be a part of this club, that you are a sad girl and why you're a sad girl and what you embody that.
Because I think we can all be a sad girl from time to time, and just today I was curled up by the window, in my cardigan, holding like a little cup of tea, like with two hands,
Like,
just gazing out
wait for them to
wistfully.
come back from war. Like,
It's giving Nicole Kidman.
on your balcony.
I feel like each and every single one of us has a sad girl inside us, and I also, I can make the drinks for the Sad Girl Club.
yes.
Yeah.
I know you've got that bartender thing in the back of your head that we all have. Should we let Chris in the Sad Girls Club? Do you think?
100%.
You're allowed.
Yes,
You're more
you're
than
allowed.
welcome.
Yes, you give big sad girl energy. We like that.
Thank you.
But I think that's us, guys.
Yeah.
It always goes very fast.
Yeah.
Paul shouts at us when we go over time. So remember to like us on Instagram at the Sad Girls Club 2024. We're on TikTok at the Sad Girls Club Pod. We're also on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube, and that means you can see all the things that we forget to tell you about that we're doing with
Yes.
our faces and our bodies.
Yes.
That sounded weird. I don't know why I said that.
Recreating the sexy dance.
I know we were actually doing those sex scenes and you didn't see it. And so we'll see you next. Oh, and listen to us, rate us 5 stars, hit like, subscribe. Oh, that fucking shite that I need to say every single week. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.